I shouldn't be here. I should be dead or in jail. Grew up in a very abusive home. I was homeschooled. My education suffered quite a bit. My family ruined a lot of my friendships and relationships. I moved 22 times in 7 years. I was kicked out and homeless for almost 2 years. I was physically abused, mentally abused, verbally abused, you name it. Put all that aside, the economy sucks. Housing costs are insane right now. College is the fast track to debt until you're dead. Everybody's yelling at each other. Nobody's listening to each other. Life just sucks, right? For many years, I carried a lot of baggage, convinced the system and the cards were rigged against me. And there wasn't anything I could do about it but just sit here and wait. I didn't see a way out of the dark tunnel I was in. Everything just seemed hopeless out there and in myself. I was broke, had a job I hated, couldn't keep a relationship going. My life wasn't going anywhere fast, just spinning tires. It got to the point where I tried to take my own life. I didn't, thankfully, was not successful. So what changed? I did. I started to accept that I can't change the people out here. Can't change, a lot of the things outside of me, and just kind of came to terms with what I did and did not have control over, and the things that I could change weren't going to change unless I made it change. I needed to take control of my own life and be a little selfish for once. Sometimes you need to step on some toes to get out of that hole that you're in. As someone that grew up trying to please everyone, it was very difficult for me to learn that it was okay to say no sometimes in the best interest of myself. It was okay to upset people sometimes if it was in the best interest of myself. We have people in our lives that are supposed to love us and take care of us that don't always do that, or sometimes never do that. But we allow them to continue to do so because they're related to us or very close to us. That's not okay. And you don't have to take that. You don't have to accept that. Sometimes you need to take big risks to shake up things in your life. Maybe you're in a rut, stuck doing the same routine, getting nowhere. Insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. I'm sure you've heard it 100 times, but it's true. You have to make the change. You have to make the change. Don't sit there and wait for some miracle, for something to happen. You need to do it for yourself, or you're probably going to be waiting for a long time. You need to take a step back and think about what you want out of life and what you need to do to get there. What are your goals? What's something you really want, no matter how silly it may seem? And what's holding you back from achieving that? I can't speak for your situation, but at the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you. So set some small goals. Work your way up to where you need to be, and eventually you will get there. Even if it scares the shit out of you to try and do it. Doing nothing turns into nothing. Trying turns into either success or a learning experience. Your past gives you baggage. The world gives you roadblocks. It's true. but it's your responsibility to deal with those issues, to learn, to heal, and to knock down those barriers. Yeah, some of us have some pretty messed up pasts, but you get to a point where you need to own up to it and take accountability for how you're running your life. You can't use your past as an excuse forever. You need to take control of your life. I've failed and fallen down more times than I can count, but I have to keep getting back up because I know that any day, any moment, my life can drastically change for the better and things can turn around. You just have to hold on long enough to see it happen. It's happened to me countless times where I felt hopeless, like nothing was going right in my life, and something completely unexpected happens out of left field that changes my life forever, that I didn't see coming. And if I had given up and not continued to push on, it wouldn't have happened. So don't get discouraged. Things are rough out there, but you can make it. You're stronger than you realize. You just need to change your perspective and try something different. I promise you will get there.